Hey guys, so today's video is a foundation routine. I'm going to run you through the products which I'm going to use on myself and what I do in my everyday foundation routine. So I'm just going to run you through the products and the applicators which I use and how I apply them, what I apply first, and so on and so forth. So if you want to know how I lay down my base in everyday life, then keep on watching. So guys, I have already moisturized my skin. I do not have anything else except for that, and I use the Cetaphil DAM Daily Advanced Ultra Hydrating Lotion. This is for dry to very dry skin, and I have really dry skin. In the winter season it almost starts to flake off, so it is really dry, and I think moisturizer is important for any sort of foundation or any sort of skin, because hydration is important for all skin types. And I think if you have oily and more of a combination skin, then you should go for something that is more water or gel based instead of cream based like this. Moisturization is the first step if you want to lay down a perfect base, and I had it for 15 minutes on my face, and now my skin has absorbed all the moisture from the moisturizer and it is ready for foundation application. So let me just go into the next product which I'm going to use on my face. So the next product that I'm going to use is the MAC Stroke Cream. This is what it looks like, and this is just an illuminator, a cream based illuminator, and I just apply it so that my face has a certain glow, since my skin is really dry. I could use some glow from this. This is just going to provide that glow and illumination on my skin. It is just going to blur out all the imperfections that I have on my face, which is maybe a spot over here, just like some spots over here. It's just my fault, I keep scratching them with my nails. So yeah, so you can use other options that are in the market. This is also available in the stores all across India. It's available in all the MAC stores, and there are plenty of MAC stores over here and around the world, so you can buy it from there. It's a permanent product, it's not limited edition. There are other brands which also make illuminators. There is NYX, there is Miss Claire, there is L'Oreal, and also I think Maybelline, but the product is not available in India. But there are all these brands which actually create illuminators. If you want something in the stick form, I suggest that you go for the Kiko Milano Creamy Radiant Stick Highlighter. I don't know if that's the name. I'll just put it in the description box, so make sure you check it. So if you want something in the stick form, you can go for that. If you want something that is in liquid form, I think this is great. This is a little bit on the pricier side, but it is absolutely worth the money. So I think I have been using it from past 1 year, and I still have some of it, so it's a good investment, and I'm just gonna go in with it now. I'm just going to pump out just a little bit at the back of my hand, right here. So this is the product, this is the quantity. And now I'm just going to warm it up at the back of my hand. I think it is really important for you to warm up any sort of cream or liquid based makeup, because they tend to get frozen, if that makes sense. They just get firm in weather of this sort, so they do not really absorb into your skin easily. So you really have to work it at the back of your hand like this. Just warm it up. And then I'm going to use my fingers to apply it all over my face. So I'm just going to apply it everywhere. And you can use your hands, or you can use a brush of this sort, or maybe even a stippling brush, to just spread it all across your face. I'm just going to use this brush right now, and then I'm gonna go in with my fingers. So I'm just going to spread it out like this. So now, as you can see, it is providing me a very decent glow on the face. It's not too overpowering, it's not too oily. I think once I'm going to cover it up with a foundation, it is going to give a really lit from the back sort of glow to your face. So this is what the look is with the illuminator. As you can see, it has blurred out most of the imperfections on my face. And now I'm gonna go into color correcting or concealing, and I'm going to use my RCMA VK11 palette. I am absolutely in love with this one because this actually gives you so many choices choices to choose your perfect shade from. You can actually mix and match and create the perfect shade that you want for your skin out of this palette. So here it is. I use these two the most. This is my correction shade and this is my concealing shade. So I'm just going to use this shade today to cover up any sort of darkness underneath my eyes. Most of this is from the mascara that is, you know, that I was not able to remove, and it has left its residue underneath my eyes. So I'm going to cover it up using this. So I'm just going to take it a little bit on my hand and tap it on to the places where I need coverage. So this is a salmon based concealer. This is not your regular shade. Salmon based concealers provide that sort of coverage which you need to cancel out darkness. Salmon colored concealer actually cancels out the blue and dark hues underneath your eyes. That is your dark circles. You can use other correctors of this sort. I think Kiko Milano makes one which is absolutely amazing. It is their dark circle tone eraser in the shade orange. So you can go for that one. But I just like this palette a lot because they have 50% pigment, and that is like a lot of coverage, as you can already see the difference. So I just like to tap it into the skin and not buff it or rub it, because the skin underneath your eyes is very delicate and you don't want to mess around with it much. So, and also this way you get a lot of coverage. You get the maximum coverage out of your product. So I'm just going to press it into my skin. A lot of people have a lot of pigmentation around this area of their face, or pigmentation over here, or maybe some spots like I have. So for that you can use the pinpoint technique, which I learned from Lisa Aldridge, where you just have to use a really thin brush, maybe something that you use for your eyeliner, and you just have to put concealer right on the spot where it is and just tap it into the skin and cover it up, instead of applying a lot of it and covering an entire lot of your skin. Just pinpoint it on the spot that you want to cover, pat the concealer in and set it with the powder, and done. You won't have to apply 10 layers of foundation or concealer all over your face and cover up all the beautiful skin that you have. I'm just going to use my pinky right here, and I'm going to dip it into this color. So I'm just going to take some of it like this, and I'm going to start covering this spot right here. So these, I don't usually cover them in my everyday life. They don't bother me because I think it is really common for people to have some sort of, spots or discoloration on their faces. And for people who have redness around their nose, you use a green concealer, a pistachio colored concealer, to cancel out the redness. If you have any sort of dullness in your skin, use something that is more lavender to just brighten up your skin. A lot of men and women have darkness around this area of the face. Usually men have beards, so they have that certain sort of darkness and greenish tint to their face over here. I suggest that you again use something that is more salmon color to just cover out and cancel out the darkness. So all that you have to do is, I'm just doing it, just showing you how to do it. Just pat it in this area wherever you have darkness, like this, and with a very light hand just blend it outwards from the edges again. So you want maximum pigmentation over the areas where you have maximum discoloration, and then you just need to blur out the edges. If you want something that is more affordable, since this is like 6,000 rupees for one palette, which is insane in the price range. If you want something that is more affordable, I suggest that you try out the Makeup Revolution Cover and Conceal palette. I don't know the exact name, I'll put it in the description box, but I think it is available in stores in India, and Makeup Revolution also ships it to India. Actually, they ship worldwide, so that is a good thing. There are concealers which LA Girl makes. They are the LA Girl Pro, HD Pro Concealer, I think so. They come like in a tube and they have a brush attached to the end, and you just have to squeeze out and the product comes out through the brush and you apply it directly. So you can buy them. They're also available in the stores over here. They're really, really, really affordable. Now is the time for foundation. And I'm going to use the Maybelline Dream Satin Skin in the shade B3. This is like a perfect shade match for me. As you can see, I have a very neutral skin, not really warm, even though it appears warm. Oh, from that, I need to tell you something. Whenever you buy your foundation, please make sure that it is the exact match of your skin tone. Do not buy something that is lighter than your skin tone. You're just going to look ashy and like a ghost which has run out of blood. I mean, if you're a ghost, you have run out of blood. Foundation is not supposed to make your skin look lighter. It is supposed to make your skin look even. A foundation is used to even out your complexion. It is not supposed to lighten or darken your complexion. But you may use something that is darker than your skin tone. But lighter foundation is just a big no. So I just want to put it out there very, very seriously, that whenever you apply a lighter shade of foundation on your skin, it absolutely does not look good, and people can actually tell that you have put a lighter shade of foundation because it is extremely, extremely separated from the color of your neck and the rest of your body. Yes, and the same goes for darker foundation. If you put something too dark on your skin, it is not going to blend in with your neck and the rest of your body. So it comes with a pump, which I really like. So what I do is I just pump out half a pump of it at the back of my hand like this. And again, I just warm it at the back of my hand. And once it has warmed up, I'm going to spread it onto my skin using my fingers. So I'm just going to spread it in the center of my face, and from there I'm going to blend it outwards. I don't like heavy coverage foundations. I like something that is light to medium. You can choose the one which you like. There are many other foundations in the market which provide full coverage to your skin. This foundation gives you a light to medium coverage. So now I'm going to use my trusty beauty blender right here to blend out my foundation. So I'm just going to tap it into my skin like that. So I'm just tapping my foundation in, making sure there are no streaks or harsh lines. And do dampen it up. Don't use it dry. I just forgot to tell you that. Dampen it up. Try to dampen it up with warm water so that it helps your foundation to just melt into your skin, and then maybe dip it into cold water and just run it over your face one last time when you have done blending out your foundation, so that it just sets it into place. And do not forget to blend it out to your neck. So I'm just doing it right now. This foundation has a satin finish to it, so it is not matte, it is not too luminous, it is just in between, and it's perfect. And the last part is concealing. I personally like concealer that is closest to my skin tone, so that my skin looks as even as possible and just ever so slightly highlighted. I don't like that extremely highlighted effect on my face. And I'm gonna go in with my RCMA palette, and I'm going to use the combination of these three colors right there. So at first I'm gonna go in with this color. I'm just warming it up in the pan, and here it is. And I'm just going to apply it from my inner corner to the outer corner. I'm just going to drag it a little down and then connect it with the outer V, so sort of giving it a triangle, inverted triangle shape, and just filling it in like that. I think the Radiant Creamy Concealer from NARS is my most favorite concealer of all times. NARS one could be really expensive. If you want a cheaper alternative, I suggest that you use Maybelline's Fit Me concealer. That is, I think, 500 rupees per tube, and the formula is really similar to the NARS one. So now I'm just going to darken this concealer up. I'm going to use the rest of the two shades. I'm going to mix them together on my fingers, and I'm going to pack it right on top of this light one. So as you can see, I have darkened it up, and it looks darker than my skin tone right now, but trust me guys, when I'm going to blend it out, it is actually going to look good. So again, with my beauty blender, I'm going to blend out the concealer. So I'm going to start with my chin, and in the end I'm going to blend out the concealer underneath my eyes, because if I blend it out first and then go in with blending the rest of it, then it is going to crease in the meantime. So as you can see guys, the concealing is done as well, and I'm really happy with the sort of coverage and the result that I have on my face. I'm just going to set my makeup, my base, with a setting powder. Now let's talk about setting powders and setting your makeup. A lot of people are scared of putting powder on their face because they fear that it is going to make their face look dry and make their makeup look cakey, but I think it does the exact opposite. It actually prevents your makeup from looking cakey and breaking out or fading away from your face, because it sort of sets it into its place. So when you put on cream or liquid consistency or textures on your face, it sort of tends to move around because of their texture, and powder actually absorbs all sorts of excess moisturization from your face and just sets these textures completely, like fixes them where they are and prevents them from moving around. So I think setting your makeup with a powder is absolutely important. And there are two sorts of powders available in the market. One are the powdered foundations and one are the setting powders. Do not use powder or pressed foundations to set your makeup. They are going to make your makeup look cakey and they're going to add extra layer of coverage on your face. I use the RCMA no color powder. This is what it looks like. So it is just a loose powder, as you can see, and this has no color to it whatsoever. So I love to use it because it just sets my makeup so beautifully and it reduces the appearance of pores on the face. So it comes with this flap right here which you open and close, but I don't use it. I just turn the cap and take it off and just deposit some powder into the cap. I have clearly taken out a lot. And I use a setting brush of this sort. This is the Real Technique setting brush in order to set my concealer. And then I go in with a fluffier brush to just brush it everywhere on the face. You can also use your beauty blender in order to set your face and apply powder. I'm gonna go in with my beauty blender and dip it into the powder like this. So here it is. I'm just going to tap it one last time, getting rid of any sort of creasing. And I'm just gonna go in with my powder. So like this, I just apply it. I don't do it in my everyday life. I'm just doing it right now. So now I'm gonna let it rest for 10 seconds. So now I'm just going to brush it off using the setting brush. So I'm just taking it off like this. Now I'm just going to take some of it on the brush, some of the powder, and I'm going to apply it right over here and then just brush it off instantly, because I tend to make a lot of faces and I get creasing around this area of the face. So I like to set it well. And then taking some powder on a fluffier brush, I'm just going to tap off the excess. And now I'm just going to run it everywhere on the face where I applied foundation. Once the face is powdered, my base is complete. This is how I put on my foundation whenever I am wearing foundation. I'm just gonna throw on like the rest of the makeup on my face, and I'm gonna be right back. So guys, I'm back after doing all my makeup. So the last step that is remaining for the whole routine is sort of optional. It's sort of optional. That step is to put on setting spray. This setting spray from Freedom is the Pro Studio Fixing Spray. This actually makes your makeup last longer. And then there is this one, which is from MAC. This is the Pep and Prime Fix Plus. Fix Plus, as we all know it. And this one is used to set your powder and not your makeup. So this does not make your makeup last longer. It just sets the powder on your face. Since I have dry skin, powder shows up on my skin more. So I like to give my face a few spritz from this fixing spray. So I just shake it up well. And from a distance, I just give my face a few spritz. So now most of it has dried down. I still have a little wetness and it will go away. And after that, I don't usually go in with a makeup fixing spray, but just in case if you have a problem of just rubbing your face into stuff, and yeah, so you can go in with this one, and once it has dried down, you can just give your face a few spritz of this. So guys, this completes this video. This is my foundation routine. I hope it was useful to you and you were able to learn something from it. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel so that you get the notification for the next video that I upload. And I hope you're gonna have a great day ahead. Bye.